Hi, welcome to the Dr. Ali Show. My name is Dr. Ali Mendelson. So today we are going to be picking up where we left off last week, talking about living to 100. So, all right. So when I mention living to 100 to people, sometimes they say, "Oh, I don't want to live to 100." And I think the reason that, I never understood that. And I think the reason is that when you think of someone living to 100 in our society in this day and age, you think of someone sitting in a wheelchair in a nursing home with Alzheimer's. And that's what we think. But that's not living. I mean, not quality. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about having an amazing life living to 100. In other cultures, like I spoke about last week, they live to 110 regularly. And in fact, you're not even considered a senior until you're 90 in a lot of these cultures. Whereas in our society, in our culture, it's like, well, you're 60 or 65 and you're considered a senior, and really that's young. So we're going to be talking about today, like what do these successful cultures do? Who's living to 100 and with massive quality of life? So, and then what are they doing to do that? You know, you want to find the cultures and find the people that are doing what you want, and then you copy them, right? We don't want to keep doing what we're doing here, because the way we live our life in this country, with the way we eat and take care of our bodies, and we don't move a lot, and we have kind of negative, and we take a lot of medication, that doesn't lead to many good things as you get older. Right. And also our idea of old is, oh gosh, when you hit 70, like you're just old, and then you have to like sit down a lot and you can't do things. And that's just not true. None of that is true. So let's talk about one of the most important things when you're talking about living a long, healthy life, quality, not in a nursing home, no Alzheimer's, no Parkinson's, no disease. What we're really talking about, number one, is having optimum brain function. What successful cultures do is they live their lives. It just so happens that they live their lives where they have optimal brain function. So how do you get optimal brain function? Well, first thing you do is we have to stop interfering with the way our brain functions. What causes an interference with your normal brain function and your neurotransmitters, communication, and the way everything works is sugar. Sugar. Of course, sugar is always the bad guy. Sugar, conventional dairy, not quality dairy, but conventional dairy, and bad fats. These things interfere with the way your neurotransmitters function, and it interferes with communication, and it causes a breakdown of your brain. And a breakdown of your brain obviously leads to brain disease, leads to Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and other brain diseases. And so you want to eliminate sugars. You want to eliminate conventional dairy. Now you can eat grass-fed dairy. That's fine. Raw dairy, that's great. But you can't eat conventional dairy because of the hormones and the antibiotics and the steroids. That interferes with brain function. Bad fats interferes with brain function. Now, bad fats isn't all fats. People think fat is always bad. Fat is not always bad. There are good fats and there are bad fats, right? Bad fats are margarine and any kind of synthetic butter. Any of that crazy, I can't believe it's not butter. Well, I can believe it's not butter. It doesn't taste good. Margarine, synthetic butters, hydrogenated oil, partially hydrogenated oil. Then you have your vegetable oils, your cottonseed, your soybean, canola, corn, sunflower, safflower. All of these fats are bad fats, and they're rancid fats, and they will interfere with your brain function. Good fats are fat from grass-fed meat. Good fats are organic extra virgin olive oil. Good fats are virgin, unrefined coconut oil. Fatty fishes that are wild fishes, salmon, sardines, anchovies, all of those little things, avocados, grapeseed oil. These are all really good fats. And it makes a really, really big difference, the kind of fats you eat and the way your brain is going to function. You have to have a good ratio of essential fatty acids. Now, essential fatty acids, I'm sure you heard of them. There's omega-3 and there's omega-6 and omega-9. And these fats are required by the body for good health, but the body cannot make them. So you have to consume them. So when it comes to Alzheimer's, weekly consumption of fish, of wild caught fish, significantly reduced the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Essential fatty acids, they protect the vascular system. They reduce brain inflammation and they aid in the regeneration of nerve cells. That's amazing. And that was from a medical journal. So the British Medical Journal, in fact, October of 2002, it showed that essential fatty acids reduced Alzheimer's and dementia because it protects your vascular system, it reduces brain inflammation, and it aids in the regeneration of nerve cells, right? Essential fatty acids is also wonderful for bipolar and depression. It blocks the abnormal signaling in the brain, which is present in depression and mania. So essential fatty acids boost serotonin levels in the brain, which makes you feel good, and it blocks the signals that cause depression. So, excuse me. So just something simple like changing the types of fats that you eat can have a hugely significant impact in your brain health and in your reduction of Alzheimer's and all of those things, all of the dementia and all of that. So eating good healthy fats is way different than eating bad fats. So you can have fat, but you just have the good fats, okay? And I also do workshops at my office every month, and I talk, I'm doing one. I always have one coming up. So give me a call and we can set you up for my next one. And I always talk about fat and I always talk about sugar, no matter what we're doing, because it's really involved in everything. So why don't you give me a call if you're interested in either coming in and talking to me about your health, have a free consultation, or you want to come to my next workshop. My number is 888-522-3331. My name is Dr. Allie Mendelson. I'm in Farmington, real close to West Hartford, not all the way in Farmington. And again, my phone number is 888-522-3331. You can call and register for my next workshop that I have, or you can come in for a free consultation. All right, so we talked a little bit about the fats and the sugars. So omega-3s are very important because most people have diets that are very heavy in omega-6s and 9s. So omega-3 is very important. So getting more omega-3s, which is wild fish, which is anchovies and sardines, grass-fed meat has the perfect ratio of omegas for your body. So whereas conventional meat or mainstream meat, you want to call farm meat, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, bad stuff, the cheap stuff, has a very, very bad ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s. But a grass-fed cow has a perfect ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s. So it makes a very big difference, the quality of the food that you're consuming. So, but also, and to increase your omega-3s, raw walnuts and avocados and almonds, all the different oils I mentioned, grass-fed butter, all of those things will help increase the omegas and can actually reverse dementia and start reversing Alzheimer's, okay? So what do successful cultures do? Excuse me. They eat simple, non-complex foods, which is just stuff that you grow, and they don't eat all these boxed foods, right? They eat live foods, where they eat a lot of raw food. Instead of cooking everything to death, they eat a lot of foods that are raw. Now, you don't have to eat an all raw diet, but you have to eat raw food during the day. Some salads and some raw vegetables and some fruit and, stuff like that. Successful cultures don't eat any sugar. There's just no sugar around. They don't have stores and boxed foods, so there's no sugar. Successful cultures don't overeat, probably because they're eating simple foods with lots of healthy fat, so they're not hungry very much. And they're also not eating a lot of sugar. Sugar causes you to have a really big increase in your appetite, causes you to want more and more and more sugar. So when you don't eat sugar, your appetite is very low, it's very small. So these cultures don't overeat. And of course, they don't eat any processed food or packaged food because it just doesn't exist in a lot of these cultures that are healthy, living to 110, with no heart disease, no cancer, no disease, no Alzheimer's, no nothing. These cultures, there's not really a whole lot of stores. People just make stuff and they grow stuff and they just eat real food. It's not difficult. It's just it's a change, but it's not difficult to understand. It's like you just eat a lot of fresh food. I mean, it's really all it is. Americans spend more on processed foods and sweets than any other food group. We eat more sugar and more junk than we eat anything else. That's not surprising, is it? 75 to 80% of processed food in the United States contains GMOs, which are genetically modified organisms, which will absolutely mess with your body in so many different ways. I'd have to do a whole entire radio show just on genetically modified organisms. But they mess with your DNA, they cause disease, they cause tumors, they cause cancer. Your body can't digest them because your body has no idea what they are because they've been genetically modified. Americans spent $165 billion on fast food in 2010 alone. So we're just rushing around like crazy people, eating all this fake food, getting sick, wondering why we're sick. You wonder why every 70 seconds in our country, someone gets diagnosed with Alzheimer's and placed in a nursing home. This is one of the reasons, is because we just don't take care of our bodies. We don't eat real food. We just don't take care of ourselves. We rush around thinking that we're doing important things, and really we're just killing ourselves. Real food is just fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, naturally raised eggs, naturally raised meat, naturally raised dairy, right? Not processed and all kinds of crazy stuff. Just food that's naturally raised. A cow that walks around eating grass. That's a nice, healthy cow. He's happy, and that meat is good for you. A cow that's stuck in a factory farm, being fed other dead cows and being pumped full of hormones and steroids and antibiotics, that's not a healthy cow, and you really don't want to be eating that cow. All right, so here's 3 changes that you can make right now. Number 1, remove the bad fats from your diet. So you stop interfering with the way your brain functions, and you stop the process of dementia and Alzheimer's. So good fats are just fats that aren't altered by man. They're not changed. They're not turned in a lab. They're not processed to death. Raw cheeses, grass-fed cheeses, milk, grass-fed milk, raw nuts and raw seeds, avocados, coconut, grass-fed meat, wild-caught fish, and healthy oils like grapeseed oil, extra virgin olive oil, and coconut oil. So those are all the good stuff. Remove the hydrogenated oil, the partially hydrogenated oil. Remove the conventional dairy and the conventional meat. Remove the roasted nuts. Remove the canola oil and the vegetable oils, sunflower, safflower, corn. Remove all of those things and add the good things. That's one thing you can do right now. Change the meat you're eating. So because of genetic modification, because of bad living conditions, because of antibiotics and toxic diet, meats from unhealthy animals are very, very damaging. So don't buy the cheap meat. Buy the good quality grass-fed meat. We can hook you up. You call the office, we can hook you up with a local farmer, and you can buy the meat in our office as well, but we can get you a quarter of a cow if you're interested. That's 100% grass-fed, grass-finished meat, the best quality you'll ever find. So it's not hard. Sometimes even Stop and Shop and Trader Joe's has it. Don't trust Whole Foods. A lot of their grass-fed meat is not 100% grass-fed, so it's not good. But so we're not saying don't eat meat. We're just saying eat better quality meat, right? Oh, if you're interested in getting more information about the meat or whatever, give me a call. My name's Dr. Allie Mendelson. My phone number is 888-522-3331. I'm in Farmington, Connecticut. And again, my name is Dr. Allie Mendelson. And remove all sugar from your diet. Americans consume about 27 teaspoons of sugar a day. That is a whole lot of sugar. So removing all sugar. And again, you come to some of my workshops, we'll teach you, how to make yummy chocolates and desserts without sugar. And with no maple syrup or honey either, with either stevia or xylitol. So it doesn't affect your blood sugar, so it's not going to damage you. And so there's things that you can eat that taste wonderful, they're sweet, they're great, they're healthy for you, they're not going to damage your body. But some people need help when they want to get rid of sugar, so you can come to some of my workshops, we talk about that. Again, my number is 888-522-3331. You can give me a call and we can set you up for my next workshop and we can talk to you about how to get rid of sugar. So these are very simple things to do. I mean, getting rid of sugar sounds whole lot worse than it is. And anyone who does it, and everyone who comes to my office is very sick and they always have to get rid of sugar, and they all do. And they say, wow, that was so much easier than I thought it was. Every single time they say that was so much easier than I thought it was, because it really is easy. It's not as difficult as you think it's going to be. You just need someone to help you do it. All right, what else do successful cultures do? Successful cultures, well, they live in areas where they have to move. They live in areas where there's mountains, in areas where there's a lot of, you need a lot of activity. You have to climb and walk and get around. Successful cultures are very active. People who live to 110 with no Alzheimer's do it because they don't sit around. They're very active. They keep moving. Even though, in our country, oh, you're old, you should sit. No, you should keep moving. You don't have to become sedentary. You don't. You can keep moving and keep going. You can go hiking and you can do all these things. You can exercise. And, this is what successful cultures do. They're very active. They don't sit around. They work really hard, and there's no concept of retirement. Now, granted, they don't work like we do. We don't work. It's not that we work hard. We work hard. We're stressed out. They work physically hard. They have to grow their own food and get around and move goats and whatever it is that they do. And they work hard. We work hard in a different way, in a very stressed out, emotional way. There's a lot of emotional and mental stress. And then you want to retire because you can't take the stress anymore. But they don't retire. They just love what they do and they keep going. So let me talk about this just for a little bit more. So their environments require high energy output consistently, and they continue that their whole lives. So their whole lives, they're just moving and exercising and working and doing stuff outside. And as a result, they're 90 and they're still doing that like nothing ever happened, like nothing changed, right? They don't sit around a lot. Our environment is low energy consistently. So you adapt to that. So they move and climb and work hard. So their body adapts to that by having a healthy heart and having good lungs and having strong muscles. When we have low energy output, where we sit around a lot at our jobs and at home and watching TV and whatever else, we adapt to that, which means we just adapt to low energy. So we adapt to the couch, right? We adapt to sitting. So the solution is really just, we can't really change our culture. I mean, some people can change their personal culture. You can change how you live your life, but we can't change our culture. But what you do need to do is exercise regularly, intensely. Now, we do an exercise at the office called Max T3. It's a 12-minute high intensity surge training. It's amazing. You'll get really strong in a really short amount of time. Now, this can mimic, it mimics that type of a lifestyle because you're doing high intensity exercise. Even if it's 12 minutes a day, you're changing your metabolism. You're increasing your lean muscle. You're increasing your fat burning. And so we do boot camps at my office. It's free, and it's on Saturday mornings at 9:00. And you can also you can come to the offices and buy the DVD. It's only $37. And then you can go home and you can do this 12-minute workout every day, or 5 or 6 days a week. Maybe start out at 3 days a week. But you're going to be increasing your growth hormone, improving your testosterone production. Your insulin levels insulin will level out. And so you're going to burn fat. It's going to activate your metabolism. So doing a high intensity burst training, that's good. You don't want to sit on a treadmill for 2 hours. That's not good. That increases stress hormone. People in these cultures, they do bursts of energy. They go, whatever, climb a mountain, not a whole big mountain, but maybe they'll spend 20 minutes hiking to their kid's house or whatever, and up this mountain or whatever it is that they have to do. They're not slowly jogging. No one's jogging in these cultures. They're not sitting on a treadmill. They're not sitting on a bike, slowly moving. They're going and getting things done, which requires a high output of energy in a short period of time. That's what they're doing. And so that's what you mimic. So you do the Max T3. Again, you can come to the office. You can come and try out the boot camp at my office if you want, Saturday mornings at 9. Or you can come and buy the DVD. So if you're interested in doing that, again, my name's Dr. Allie Mendelson. I'm in Farmington. My number is 888-522-3331. So you can try that. So there are a lot of things that successful cultures do, and I can go on and on. I'm going to. But one thing, first, what I want to talk about is, before, in case I run out of time, is I want to talk about how healthy their bodies and their spines are. They don't sit around. They don't sit in cars. They don't sit in front of the computer. They don't sit in front of the television. They don't sit at a desk. They stand and they move and they use their body. So they have healthy spine. They have good posture, right? And so when you have a healthy spine, then you have health, because your brain controls and runs all function and healing in your body. So when your brain is properly communicating with your body, with your organs, through your nervous system, right? Your brain, your spinal cord, and your nerves make up your nervous system. When your brain is properly communicating with your organs are going to work the way they're supposed to, because your brain runs that. So if your brain is telling your heart what to do and you squeeze the nerve that goes from your brain to your heart, what is going to happen to your heart? It's not going to function properly, and then you're going to end up with heart disease, right? So you have to have no interference from the brain to the body. Now, all the sitting and the sitting and the sitting and none of the exercising, all that stuff that we're doing and not doing is causing our spines to deteriorate. And when your spine deteriorates, it puts pressure on your spinal cord, doesn't allow your brain to properly communicate with your organs, and then you get sick, right? And then you die young. And then you get Alzheimer's, and it interferes with everything. If you think about it, you can go a month without food, right? You can go days without water. You can go minutes without air, but you can't go 1 second without nerve supply. You cut your spinal cord, you cut your brain off, you're instantly dead, because your brain supplies all the life to your body. Does that make sense? So successful cultures have healthy spines because they're not sitting, because that's all we do here, and they're moving, right? They're moving and moving and moving. So they have healthy spines. Now, again, you can't just quit your job and throw away your television. You're not going to do all these things and just move all day. But what you can do is take care of your spine. You come to the office, come for a consultation, we'll talk about it, and I will check the health of your spine and nervous system. And if there is damage and if there's problems and degeneration in your spine, my job would be to fix that so that your brain can properly communicate with your body. We can get you a healthy, functioning nervous system, and we can decrease disease, because everything starts in your brain and goes to your organs. So you cut off the life to your heart, you get heart disease. You cut off or interfere with the information to your digestive system, you can get Crohn's or ulcerative colitis or IBS. You cut off the information from your brain to your reproductive organs, and then you're infertile, right? You cut off the information from your brain to your pancreas, but that's one of the things that causes diabetes. So you have to have a healthy spine, and these cultures have healthy spines until they die, because they never sit and they never stop moving. So we have to get you, and we have to check your spine and get your spine back to healthy, and then teach you how to maintain that. So if you're interested in coming in for a consultation, my name is Dr. Allie Mendelson. I'm in Farmington, right near West Hartford, not all the way into Farmington, right off 84 over there. My number is 888-522-3331. So call to schedule a consultation for you and your family at no charge. It's just a short consultation. If we think there's something else you need, or I'll determine what I think you need at that point. But schedule that for your family. You can call and schedule to come to my next workshop. You can call to schedule to come and do the free boot camp that we offer, so you can try the Max T3 12-minute workout. Again, my number is 888-522-3331. So let's do a a minute or so of like some research that I've about chiropractic wellness patients. So getting your spine healthy, I'm a chiropractor, so we get your spine healthy. We don't do it to reduce pain or do anything like that. Your pain will go away, but that's not what we do. We get your body healthy. So here's a study. They studied 311 chiropractic patients aged 65 and older who had received maintenance adjustments for 5 years or longer versus healthy citizens the same age. The chiropractic patients spent only 31% of the national average on healthcare. They had 50% less medical visits. Their health habits and eating habits and exercise habits were radically better than the overall population. They had far less cigarette consumption, and 98.5% believed that their care to be extremely valuable for their health. They had 60% less hospital admissions, 59% less days hospitalized, 62% less surgeries, and 85% less pharmaceutical costs. That's huge. Do you understand that? That is, you are avoiding medicine. You are avoiding hospitals. You are avoiding surgery. You are getting extremely, extremely healthy, right? And consistently across the board, people who take care of their spine and take care of their body they're not just healthier on paper, they have amazing quality of life. Just getting off medication will massively improve your quality of life. The only way to get off medication is to get your body working properly so that you don't have the symptom and you don't need the medication anymore. So we get your body so healthy that whatever the medication is that you're taking, you're not going to need it anymore over time because we're going to get your body so healthy. Does that make sense? So you take care of your spine, you exercise properly, you eat healthy food, and then your body gets healthier and heals as a result of this, and then we wean you off your medication. And when you wean off your medication, man, you eat healthy and you take care of your spine, you have massive quality of life, and that's what we're talking about. And then you want to live to 110 because you feel good, you feel young. It's a good life. And that's what we're talking about. Not talking about, surviving and managing and dealing. We're talking about massive quality of life. So again, if you want to call me, my number is 888-522-3331. God bless.